What's up, everybody? Welcome to OG Turbo World. Today we got a great message for you about junkyards and data centers and cars and planned obsolescence and all of it to do with cars. And we're going to listen from one of our creators that we listen to a lot, Tony's Garage on YouTube. And we're going to review his video and add a little bit to it of our perspective of things and our side of the perspective of research, being a mechanic working on state police cars, fire trucks, race cars, and other stuff. So thanks for joining. Pop up a chair, sit down, get you a drink, get you a little snack. This is going to be a good conversation I think you'll enjoy. Let's get it. All right, here in my playlist on OG Turbo World, at OG Turbo World, one word. Let's check our playlist out. We got I Smell a Conspiracy under videos I like.
I don't know, you figure it out. So,
all right.
Add some ooh la la to lunch. Saint-Pierre brioche buns. Eat avec respect.
at least Safelight can come to you.
Of course.
They can come to me for free?
That's right. Safelight can come.
But then again, this channel really doesn't have a topic. It's Uncle Tony's Garage. Not Uncle Tony's Mopars, Uncle Tony's Classic Cars, Uncle Tony's Carburetor Tuning, or Uncle Tony's Drag Racing. Uncle Tony's Garage. And I talk about things that I find interesting, things that I want to get involved in, things that I think you may be interested in, find useful, entertaining. So there really is no one topic. I just filter everything in the world through the eyes of a car guy for other car people. So, like I said, we're going to go way off topic today. You're going to see where it involves all of it. Now, at the end of this, I'm not going to draw an actual conclusion. All I'm going to do here now is connect dots. Things that are kind of obvious to me. A professional problem solver, you know, and then I'm going to let you form your own conclusion of where it's going to go to. Because I don't really have a specific destination for this conspiracy yet. It's coming along quickly. All right, so before we can get into that conspiracy, first we have to explore another conspiracy and debunk it.
I love it when these people that I watch for years and years don't want to talk about politics and stuff like that. Now they're all talking the same talk that I was talking 4 and 5 years ago when it was affecting all of our lives during COVID. I love it, man. I love that everybody's opening their eyes and waking up. You know what I mean? This is great. This is fantastic. Let's continue. Freaking thank you, Tony.
All right, so the first conspiracy is someday they, insert your nefarious entity here, are going to form a one world government and have a one world currency, and everybody is going to have to use it.
Someday's ass.
Okay, we need to debunk this right off the bat. And this is important because it's going to fit in later on. That's not going to happen. It already has happened.
There you go.
It's the only system you've ever known for your entire life. Post-world.
I was worried for a second.
Of entities being that literally run the world. 100%
Yep.
run the world.
100%.
So you had the United Nations, formerly the League of Nations, and then you had the World Economic Forum. And
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Here we go. This is where I wanted to come in and break it down. Jekyll Island document, the second document, the first document didn't pass. Federal Reserve Act. Why am I always looking like I'm looking over there when I'm filming from this forward-facing camera? It really bugs me and bothers me. Anyway, 1913, December 23rd, 3 members of Congress present because everyone else was home for Christmas on December 23rd. Set up as an American banking system, not American, not a reserve, not federal. Okay? It's a corporation. United States governed by law can't own a corporation. Who owns it? Well, United States corporation can own a corporation now. That changed in 94, 98, something like that. Our taxes go to Federal Reserve System, American banking system, not American, goes to Federal Reserve Bank. 1913, Federal Reserve set up. 1917, war over Woodrow Wilson, League of Nations, NWO. First attempt, said on deathbed he unknowingly sold out his country, Woodrow Wilson said. Debt started by paying for war machines, borrowing more money to rebuild. Okay? Then we get into the Round Table. We're going to go back a little bit. We're going to go to the Round Table, the Knights Templar, Charles Darwin, East India Company, British military, Intel disbanded, East India House, hidden authority of British Empire, higher than the Trilateral Commission, then it changed to the Chatham House, then it changed to the Royal Institute of International Affairs, which is the highest rank of NWO. 1907, established Depression, League of, that was the Warburg document, yep, And then the League changed to the Council of Foreign Relations. Then the Council of Foreign Relations, the CFR, is a round table that met and formed, and that is in charge of picking everybody in political office. Everyone in high places of government, leadership goes through it. CFR determines who goes to the high places of government. 1939, redesign of CFR, Britain and United States. This is the entire system, the entire concept of the collapse of the beast system, the Antichrist. This is part of the problem. The people that get our Federal Reserve are not us.
And the World Health Organization, and the Bilderbergers, and the Trilateral Commission, and blah, 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 and dozens of them that don't even have names. You don't even know who they are. Well, they were all formed and organized post-World War II.
Yeah.
Probably the reason for World War II, but that's another discussion entirely.
Yep, good point.
So, that's part of it. What about they're going to make everybody use the one currency? We've already got that. It's called the United States dollar.
Exactly.
The Bretton Woods Accord of that era dictates that all international commerce be carried out or denominated in dollars. No matter what you're trading in the world, you've got to deal in dollars. You've got to price it in dollars or buy and sell it in dollars. Okay, so you get the general idea. They come, but it's already here, and like I say, it's the only system you've ever known. It's just normal to you. Okay, now here's the conspiracy, and this is why it's important to understand the role of the World Economic Forum and all of these other groups. And also keep in mind this is very important.
The one I was focusing most on recently was the Governor's Board, because the Governor's Board, I found out during COVID, there was a couple years there where they were printing 5 and 6 times the money they printed the year before. And I said, well, that's why I'm going broke, daggum. I'm making more money than I've ever made before. I should be rich, but I'm not. I'm freaking broke. Well, it's because they've been printing 5 times the money they normally print. So you think you're rich, you come home from work, and you don't even realize that your money is losing value and bouncing out of your pockets as you're driving home, because these idiots are out there printing all this money. And what is their names? Who are they? They're the Board of Governors. And so I went and posted all their names and the pictures of their faces. When I did that, somehow or another, strategically, 3 of them left the chat. And they trimmed them down. They keep trimming them down. Or is it that they keep adding them? I forget. Anyway, I thought it was really weird that we have a Board of Governors, specifically in America, that controls how much currency is printed a year. That seems really strange, because we, the people, we're not controlling any of this. They say they're representing us, but nobody's talking to us about it, are they?
A lot of you starting to get it, most of you not, because you're still fighting over it's the red team, it's the blue team.
Exactly.
It's this guy, it's that guy, it's these colored people.
It's both teams. They party, we don't.
It's that colored people. You know, you're busy doing all of that. But what you have to understand is that the people who you vote for, the elected representatives,
Bless your heart, you should have spent a day in court. It would have been a lot more efficient than voting.
your leaders are actually administrators. They're middlemen between the World Economic Forum, United Nations, World Health Organization, all those people, along with many organizations you've never even heard the name of. Neither have I. They're completely secret.
Yep. Oh,
Cool any
crud.
room in 90 seconds with this NASA-engineered affordable device.
That was
It's
really good
smaller
timing.
than a toaster.
I thought I did that.
Breaking
I
news
did do
out of
that.
Newland, Texas. This is
Yay.
And is that the people who you vote are actually administrators. They're middlemen between the World Economic Forum, United Nations, World Health Organization, all those people, along with many organizations you've never even heard the name of. Neither have I. They're completely secret. They're administrators. All they do is take the will of this group and then filter it through the process until we, the people, accept it.
Yep.
That's the way it is.
Yep.
All right. So here's the conspiracy. Here's the conspiracy. Oh, I bet you I lost a bunch of you guys just now, right? And then I see a bunch of you people saying, "Oh my God, I never thought of that." That's my job. That's what I get paid to do. All right. So here's the conspiracy. Several years ago, the World Economic Forum determined we were going to save the planet and go to reduce all carbon, eliminate all carbon, fossil fuels, and all this other nonsense. Some of you have said in comments, because we do videos kind of on this topic pretty often, some of you have said, yeah, the carbon they're trying to reduce is us. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
That's right. We're the
You know what?
carbon.
It doesn't do anybody any good to kill everybody. Just keep that in mind, right? Just like a farmer. So you're a
Truth of the matter is, if you looked up the parts per million of carbon in the air right now, and if we were to reduce that by any means of function that's recognizable, we would have more extinction of life than we would have if we presented more carbon to our environment. Yes, you heard that right. The reason that is because plants actually eat carbon. They use it to grow. They feed off of it. It's a part of the nature's food chain and food cycle for plants. Look it up, do the research. I love science. I don't like the money science. I like the factual science.
sheep farmer, right? When it comes time to send, your flock to market, you hold back the best.
Yeah.
Keep the ones with the strongest, the best genes, ones that
Yeah,
produce
because
the
you
most,
want to produce
whatever.
more. Yeah.
You're going to keep those for
Yep.
yourself and repopulate your flock, and everybody else goes.
Correct.
Kind of. All right. So you get the general idea. Doesn't do anybody any good to kill everybody. There's so much to this, but all right. So several years ago, they decided that we need to save the planet and reduce the carbon footprint.
This exactly why I write scripts to make videos, because I want to capture and captivate all the things that I'm thinking about. And when I start rambling like Tony does, and when I start rambling on the lives on TikTok and stuff like that, and on Rumble Turbo World, man, I lose complete focus and complete track of what I was trying to say, and before long I get upset and have to redo the video anyway because I lost the focus. So I just put it down on a pad.
Everybody to like zero. And electric cars, EVs, are going to be the thing. No more fossil fuel. Every fossil fuel, I hate that term. It's not made from fossils.
No, it's not.
Duh.
It's
Okay.
natural.
They're going to reduce,
Natural river.
eliminate internal combustion engines.
That's why we have oil wells.
Go from there. Everybody's going to drive EVs. So over the last several years, beginning right after, really in earnest, right after the 2020, the events of 2020, was this big push. So all the manufacturers says, yes, we're going all electric. And they started investing billions and billions of dollars into electric infrastructure, for cars and batteries and blah, 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 right? Then came the propaganda campaign over the next couple of years, right? And it was was like, yes, EVs are good. EVs are the future. Everybody's going to have an EV. Everybody's going to be happy with an EV.
Yeah, they to buy them. Yeah, you want a remote control car that somebody else controls. You absolutely need a car that'll tell you it doesn't accept a charge right now. You'll have to wait. Do I, though?
You're going to have an EV and you're going to love it. You remember that? That was like a few years ago. All right. But the general public pushed back. The general public was like, no, you drive an EV, I'm putting gasoline in my vehicle. Why? Because the world that we live in, the world that evolved.
I convinced a lot of those rich people high up that EV was the thing, and then they drove them right into the water and killed them. That girl from the shipping company was a good example. The one they ran the ship into the bridge where they were rolling coal or throttling and accelerating into the bridge, attempting to try to stop, right? You know, remember that one? Where the lights went off on the ship and then they came back on, and then they plowed that bridge. The lady that owned that shipping company, her Tesla drove her into a lake a week before and killed her. And we just had a recent situation of some famous actor or something that had the same thing happen in his Tesla. TeslaDeaths.com, look it up. Look how many cyclists they've run over, and look how many passengers have died. I think you're going to be alarmed, highly alarmed. And I have a lot more information as a mechanic about that information, but let's get back to the topic. Go ahead, Tony.
Us, where we live, where we work, the roads, everything, okay, evolved around the capabilities and the limitations of the internal combustion engine. So you can't just willy-nilly replace that with electric.
No.
Most of the public doesn't really think along these lines, they react, right?
Right. You know, you're not going to replace ambulance with electric ambulance. You're not going to replace a gas fire truck with an electric fire truck. You're not going to replace a gas police car with an electric police car. It's not going to happen. These things have to run 24/7. You need to be able to fill and go, not wait.
Is that they rejected electric cars en masse. Now, that's not to say electric cars don't belong. They do. There's a place for them. And if one suits your purpose, well, by all means, buy an electric car.
That's why milk trucks used to use them, because the milk trucks, they deliver in the mornings and in the midday. But at night, the trucks were always charging. This was back in the 1900s.
Besides the point, the public around the world rejected this idea. It says, yes, some of us want electric cars, but the mass of us want internal combustion. So, over the last 2 years or so, specifically really in the last year, all of these manufacturers have backpedaled. Okay? They've said, all right, yeah, we're going to continue producing internal combustion engines. We're going to start introducing new internal combustion engines. We're going to stick with this. We're not going to go all electric. It's like all the automakers, right? So on the surface, it looks like they're backpedaling, and they're saying, oh, okay, people spoke, they were right, we were wrong, and we're going to go. Mm-hmm. But here's where the conspiracy comes from. Now remember, it's these organizations, these NGOs, that actually set the policy that everybody has to follow, and they're going to follow one way or another. Mm-hmm. So these NGOs have decided that their best effective form of income and control is going to be through batteries, the mining of the stuff for batteries, that whole infrastructure. Okay, mm-hmm. They've decided this, yeah. And they've invested huge amounts of money cultivating parts of the earth that normally would have just been left alone to mine all of these things. Yep. Like they've already invested a huge amount of
Absolutely, they have to stay comfortable and lazy, and they have to continue to be fat cats, and they don't want to work. So that's easy money. That's what they call easy money.
Into this mission of making everybody go to electric cars. Are they just going to say, nah, go ahead guys, enjoy your internal combustion engines, we'll forget that whole thing? No. They're going to push. They want their way, and they are going to get it one way or the other. Now, like I said, here's where the conspiracy comes in. Have you seen, over the last few years, really specifically in the last year or so, how bad new cars have gotten?
Awful. Absolutely awful. The new cars are absolutely atrocious trash. I mean, it's disposable. They're disposable cars. It's ridiculous. Like, you're going to drive this thing for how long? How long do you think you're going to own it? You know?
It's unfathomable. These manufacturers, the big manufacturers, General Motors, Ford, Stellantis, Chrysler, have been putting out vehicles that are truly disposable.
Garbage.
Foreign manufacturers too.
Yep. I have an '08 Envoy. And I was thinking about this last night, as a matter of fact. I'm glad that Tony put this video out this morning to spark our memory, because that's how each of us are connected. You know, we talk to each other and we spark something, and then a different idea comes in, and then we take a different route. I have an '08 GMC Envoy. I call it the Momvoy. It was Grandma's car, and Grandma stopped driving, so it ended up being Mary Alice's car, my wife, because her G6, the steering broke on it. She had a Pontiac G6, and the steering wheel, it took the dealer out here 30 minutes to pull the car out of the bay back to the front lot where she could get back in it and drive it for a warranty claim. And the funny thing about it is they were literally spending 30 minutes trying to get the car back out front, not concentrating on the fact that the steering wheel was free spinning. Not concentrating on the fact that you're getting ready to put my wife and a kid in a car to go drive across the county home that has no steering, and y'all are spending 30 minutes trying to get it out of the bay because it won't steer, because the electric steering is broke. They did a warranty claim on it to upgrade the steering malfunctions on it, and completely broke the steering wheel while doing the warranty claim. And then tried to give it to my wife to drive, and I was over there waiting with my wife and my daughter for them to give us back the car. It was a great big old deal. I made a video about it. They deleted my YouTube channel over it. It's been deleted for 3 months now on a 2-day business appeal. Okay? We got some great things going on behind the scenes, and you can see it all on Rumble Turbo World, because that's the only place that'll share it consistently. I've been through 20 accounts in the past 4 years. Anyway, getting back on topic, planned obsolescence came into effect, as far as I can see, really, really huge around 2007, 2008, because big government took an interest in big car. And big government said it was going to bail out big car. You remember? GM got the bailout in 2008 when they made this Momvoy. Tell me why this Momvoy out here, when the thermostat, the coolant thermostat fails on it, the air conditioning stops working. They programmed it in the ECU that you need to go fix your thermostat if your car's running 2 degrees colder or 2 degrees hotter than the ECU parameters set. Then you got to replace the daggum thermostat, or you're not going to have AC, state inspection, defrost. Like, what the frick of the nerve of these car corporations, bro? That's a state inspection deal. You have to have a defrost that works. Without AC, you don't have a defrost that works. So big government got in there and told, I guess, GM, look, we're going to bail you out, but we're going to put some junk in your quality. We're going to put some junk in your quality, and we're going to call it planned obsolescence. And what this does is, instead of you losing money every year making quality cars and not keeping people coming back, you're going to make junk cars from now on with lemon things in them, like broken linkage, stupid thermostats that need to be replaced at the bottom of the motor instead of the top where they're normally engineered, with specific pipes that cost specific prices, that take specifically 5 hours to replace a thermostat instead of 30 minutes. And all this generates what? Money and more work, more waste of resources. We keep on running around this. We keep running the same rooster around the same table. Let's keep the people busy. Let's keep them working so that we can keep on destroying Earth's resources. Planned obsolescence. Look it up. It's horrible. It's in everything now. It's in everything. They want us to spend money, spend money, spend money, spend money, spend money. It's not okay that we go and we get the thing from them, the product. We have to keep on coming back, pissed off, handing over more money to keep our product going that continues to be a lemon. Back in the 60s and the 70s, there was specific words and terms for these things. Lemon. Carry on, Tony.
Hyundai, Kia are all building cars that are not lasting 60 or 70,000 miles. Over 1 million recalls just on the 6.2 V8, the General Motors 6.2 V8. Like every single one of them gone, right? Did we forget how to build internal combustion engines? I actually did that video probably about a year ago. No, we didn't forget. It just appears that all of a sudden, across the board, every manufacturer has forgotten how to build engines.
Yeah.
And the failure rate is astronomical.
Yes.
It's not just the engines, it's all of the other systems too, right?
Yep.
All of these electronic systems that are built into these cars are
Redundancies.
doomed to failure. They're
Yeah.
way overcomplicated.
Yep.
They're not repairable. The manufacturers can't find mechanics to fill the bays to fix these things because they're unfixable.
Yeah, it was a 740 I did, the 740 video I did with the BMW, where the older 90s models, the mid-90s and early 2000 models, the damn alternator light would come on. People would throw alternators and batteries at these cars, and they're expensive because the batteries are under the seat and in the back or whatever. And all it was an oil tip or an oil pressure sensor at the bottom of the car in the oil pan that trips a fuse and then trips your whole circuit. It's a scam. It's an engineered money maker. What I call that is a scam. Let's stop engineering money makers and let's start remaking quality like we had when we were the happiest in our times, and stop making disposable shit and wasting the Earth's resources. This is the reason why I have a Volvo to begin with. First time stamped steel, first time stamped aluminum, virgin metals. Virgin metals, safety, resources, and it's still running. It's still running today from 1992. You know what I mean?
This is what they're putting out in the public. Now, in previous times, like up until this particular period of time that we're in right now, this would have been considered a disaster. General Motors, Ford, any of these manufacturers, as soon as they get hit with a wave of major recalls, this is a major black eye. Mm-hmm. They will do anything and everything within their power to fix these problems and assure the public that no, we're not. This is not going to exist in the future. We're going to get this right. Why? Because they need the public to trust them that they're going to give them a good value for the money.
But we don't.
Hey, now what's up?
Golly, dude.
Nobody trusts the automakers anymore. Nobody trusts new cars anymore. I've watched.
Trust? Who trusts anybody anymore? I mean, golly, we get lied to as soon as we turn an electronic device on. They're programming us to not believe anybody. Legitimately, that's the whole scam of this media platform right now. That's why we're doing research.
Thousand videos, little like shorts and stuff like that, of people saying, I will never buy another Chevy. I will never buy another Ford. I will never buy another Hyundai.
Right.
They're screwed every way you could possibly be screwed. Are the manufacturers regrouping, defending themselves, fixing the problem, and assuring the public that these problems are gone?
Not at
and
all.
They can trust the brand?
No.
They don't care.
Nope.
They don't care.
They love it.
They just keep putting more and more crap out there.
Record profits.
Almost deliberately. It's almost as if they're like, we don't care. We don't care if you buy another one of our vehicles.
Yeah.
When that third year cycle comes up, you know, because generally speaking, new people who buy new cars traded in over the course of 2 or 3 years. When that 2 or 3 year cycle pops up, we don't care if you come back and buy another one. And we're not making any money off the vehicle anyway. We're making our money off of financing, because all of these manufacturers no longer make money off the vehicle and their servicing. They make the money off of the financing. They're all finance companies, all of them.
Oh, they make money off of all of it. They just got trained and taught by Big Uncle Scam to lie about their profits now. So now they're telling us all that they're losing their asses. Meanwhile, they're still in business like Uncle Scam.
They don't care. They don't care that people are defaulting on the loans. They don't care that the car is just failing almost immediately. They don't care that they're priced to the moon, that people just absolutely cannot afford it. They don't care. And they keep moving forward. They keep introducing more and more impossible to repair, impossible to service, impossible to diagnose bombs, like literal time bombs. Okay, here, take this brand new $80,000 Tahoe and in 20,000 miles you'd be putting an engine in.
Yep.
They don't care.
Nope. FX4.
What does that
Brand
tell
new
you?
water
Now,
pump,
let's say
60,000 miles.
Don't just stop here at this video. Do your own research. I'm sure most of you are already aware of what I'm talking about, but do your own research. Now, on top of all of that,
Correct.
there's a major sentiment among the population, the general population, and again, thousands of videos out there right now. You can find them and watch them. Thousands of people saying, I'm never buying another new vehicle. The next thing I buy is going to be fill in the blank, 1990s something or 2010 something. There's no way I'm ever buying another vehicle, another new vehicle. The general public is aware. The general public knows these things are not repairable. It's horrible. They're being destroyed, financially destroyed by these new vehicles.
Yep.
So what happens at the same exact time that the general public is now turning against the new vehicles? You've got First Brains goes kaput, right? Major supplier of parts for older vehicles, right? It breaks up. It goes. That's okay. We're done. Okay. Now this is still in flux, where different companies are absorbing other companies and so on and so forth.
Yep.
But nevertheless, what it
Copyrights,
means is that there's going to
trademarks.
be fewer parts available at a much higher price.
Because copyrights.
Then you got stuff like these junkyards.
Trademarks.
So junkyards, for as long as I'm alive, yeah, occasionally a junkyard will catch fire, and I'll generally put it out pretty quickly. So far this year, there have been 13 major junkyard, scrapyards, recycling yard fires. They're taking out thousands and thousands of cars for parts. Kind of reminds you of Cash for Clunkers, right? We're like, oh no, we got to get all of these dirty old OBD1 cars off the road. Right? Another conspiracy, but true or not, I don't know. You figure it out.
Yeah, it's
So,
true.
You've
It's
got
absolutely true. Look at what's still on the road and what's not.
parts supplies, new parts drying up and becoming extremely expensive. You've got sources for used parts drying up, which is going to raise the price there. You've got oil issues. Okay, we can't get this weight oil anymore. This whole oil thing going on, and it's a slow moving, evolving process where certain brands of oil, or certain types of oil, are getting scarcer, and the price of all of them are going up. What this basically means is that they don't want you driving.
The technology of the oil change is going up too, and nobody's talking about that. And I made videos about that, and recently.
Insert your nefarious entity here. They don't want you driving. They don't want you mobile. If you are going to be driving,
25,000 mile oil change
to run
I got one.
internal combustion engine. They want to force you into, by one way or another, by hook or by crook, they're going to force you into some sort of electronic vehicle. And all of this exactly at the same time that these biometric systems are coming into mandated law. Okay, you got these biometrics going to shut the car off, kill switches. And then you've got all of this data center stuff, and you've got all of the flock cameras. And it's like it's all coming together at one time. Why don't the manufacturers care if you buy another one of their products? Because they don't see themselves being around for too much longer. It's like milking it. It's milk on the cow. The last couple of drops before you send it off to be hamburger. That's one aspect of it. And then the other aspect of it is, if you do plan on holding onto your internal combustion engine and maintaining that level of freedom and autonomy, well, they're going to make sure that it's nearly impossible for you to do so. So, like I said, I didn't want to draw specific conclusions, because this is a situation in flux. But you have to admit, there is so many different elements to this, and they all kind of converge to tell you the same thing. I smell a conspiracy, and I don't know how I haven't seen anybody else talking about this. Probably because most people are absorbed with various files, that have come out, and surprisingly, there haven't been any, arrests or prosecutions or anything like that, or the new thing, the UFOs and the UAPs and all of this stuff that's come. So the general public's attention is kind of turned, and of course, the crushing inflation, food inflation. I bought a bag of nothing yesterday. One bag of nothing. I mean, it cost me $30. It's absolutely crazy. I bought $6 worth of stuff for $30 yesterday. So people are very are absorbed. Their focus is in these directions and kind of not watching what's going on the other side. You know, watch this hand, not this hand. Right?
Distraction.
Are you starting to see patterns here? So yeah, I mean, controversial, perhaps.
Yep, there's a lot of patterns going on. There's on right now. There's a lot of push for AI. The AI push is consistent with the data centers, which is consistent with the cars, which is consistent with the racetracks. I mean, I just did a search on racetracks, why data centers target racetracks. You know, Pitt Race, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh International Race Complex was sold to developers to move widely attributed plans for an AI data center. Atlanta Dragway, Georgia, NHRA track permanently closed to make way for large-scale industrial and battery manufacturing facility. Auto Club Speedway, California, portion of this massive autosport facility were sold off to be redeveloped into distribution and logistics centers. Same here for Houston and Baytown, distribution and logistics centers. You know, so they're using that noise that they complained about now.